Welcome back to Alliance War. It's Season 39, War 6. 4 Loki is facing absolute chaos. I'm going to be bringing a different team this war than I have for the last few. I'm going to be taking Blade back off the bench. I haven't used him since my spot boss failure a few wars ago, but we've got another spot boss, which means it's time for revenge. And I'm also going to be bringing Big Daddy Rhulk, because as you know, any excuse to bring Rhulk. And this war, I got an excuse. It's a fun little fight, and I can't wait to talk to you about it and show it to you. So, anyway, I do not have a fight in the first section, a path fight in the first section. I do have this shared fight here on Node 19, which is a Rintrah. This is the ebb and flow knockdown with the debuff immunity when he's knocked down. Always a tricky little minx. But Rhulk doesn't care. Just, change the mastery, so I'm running half recoil, liquid courage, turn off dexterity, so I'm not going to be triggering any buffs, because Rhulk doesn't gain any buffs in his kit. So, yeah, not a great start. I had popped an invulnerability boost, because I figured, well, if I push Rintrah to a special 3, I can just tank it, no big deal. But of course, that plan gets immediately thrown into the trash bin, because I parry myself and eat a combo. So, it's back to the traditional I'm going to beat this dude down with Rhulk, knock him down when the protection's triggered, let him throw the special one into my block, and then just beat him to death, because he's a Mystic Champion, and Rhulk just eats these guys for breakfast. It's a pretty simple fight. Rintrah can be a big, beefy boy in defense, but he is not if you got an opportunity to be able to knock him down with a champ like Rhulk, Omega Red, Archangel, all these champs come to mind, but Rhulk here just takes care of business. I'll lose a little bit of health, not too big a deal. It's a potion or two. Special 3 will finish the fight. All right, so Section 2, I'm going to be taking Path 2B, which is the placebo path. I have to change my masteries because I'm going to be running Blade for both these fights. Chaos gave me first a Mephisto and then a Galan. So for the Mephisto, he's a dimensional being. Danger Sense will trigger. It'll turn off the regen from Mephisto, and this will be a pretty simple fight. Just build to a couple specials, and the fight will be over. No big deal whatsoever. There's really not much to say. It's like 2017 all up in these war videos. You got some Red Hulk, you got some Blade. What more could Clown's audience ever possibly want? But yeah, this is my rank 4 Blade. I took him up in the off-season in order to fight Galans, because I thought that might be a problem this season. Haven't really used him to fight Galans until this war, and I think it was a pretty good rank up. I'm going to absolutely obliterate this Galan here, even though he's on EMP mod, which is, in my opinion, one of the trickier, harder nodes in war as a planner, because you always got to make sure that you have some answer to EMP mod. Here, my answer is going to be straight up Danger Sense. But I'm going to play around it just a little bit here. I'm just going to parry a bunch at the start of the fight, put bleeds on Galan, use that to gain my power so I get a special 2. I'm going to end this fight in under 30 seconds. It's pretty cake. Yeah, Galan's a dimensional being. Blade destroys him. So the next fight is the one that I'm kind of excited to show you. This particular war, they threw a Mystic Spidey on Node 49, the Hazard Shift, Incinerate Poison. I've done that fight before. I think I've shown it to you before using Miguel. Could not send a Miguel there this war. It just didn't work out on the plan, so I had to come up with an alternative strategy, and I told the boys in 4 Loki, I think I got a crazy idea. I think I can do this fight with Red Hulk. Because what I discovered when fighting Mystic Spidey is that even though Red Hulk will trigger the invisibility by throwing the medium, if you do it after baiting a heavy, you can successfully block and you will not get hurt. So then you can just wait out the invisibility and play normally while that's on the cooldown timer. So I switched my masteries back to the half recoil, no dex, just like I used for Rintrah, and that was my playstyle strategy for beating down this Mystic Spidey. It's a good alternative if you're unable to send a Miguel here to just hit block, or some other type of roster-based answer. There is a playstyle counter to Mystic Spidey just by following this trend here of baiting the heavy, punishing it, and removing the invisibility timer. So yeah, you can just look that rhulk absolutely destroys this guy, even though he would not be your sort of prototypical counter. All right, so now we move on to the spot boss. I want to thank Strands. I talked to him about this fight. My buddy from SSX, he has fought and soloed a spot boss with Blade, and after my failure, I went to him and said, what am I doing wrong? He told me, well, the using recoils with Blade was a real problem because Spot's a global defender and you're going to glance. And so that's the reason why your special 2s aren't doing as much damage as you're not getting as much power back. And Lordy May, he was absolutely correct. As we can see, a huge difference in this fight versus my last attempt versus the spot boss. I'm continuing to do my strategy of just punishing heavies and specials on the block, and just waiting and watching out to make sure that if he does in fact put ruptures on me when he goes unblockable. He's about to do that here. You can see the ruptures popping up under my health bar, and you can see that he's now unblockable. That's one of the nodes on this boss fight. So I just gotta wait for Blade to kick those ruptures, and now I'm just back to cooking with gas. Punish the heavy if I can. Nope, missed the window. That's fine. I won't miss it a second time. I'll throw one more special 2, and the bleeds will take him down. So yeah, that's it for me. Only 5 fights this war, but a couple cool ones I got to show you. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next life chat.